Hello, my name is Phil Herman. I'm Superintendent of Hudson City Schools, and thank you for tuning in to a Wednesday evening edition of a Monday Message. 3 weeks ago, I encouraged you to participate in the Return to School Parent Feedback Survey, and 2 weeks ago, the survey closed. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to participate and to provide us feedback regarding our reopening plans and the questions that we had. We had 3,221 respondents, and the survey was delivered to 4,874 parent email addresses. So that was an incredible response rate, and really by far the greatest response we've ever had to a parent survey. So thank you for taking that time. In today's message, I'm going to share with you some of the highlights from the survey, and then also share with you what to expect in regard to the rollout of the return to school plans next week. So first of all, let's take a look at the survey results. You might remember that the first question was, assuming there is no vaccine available in the fall, but Hudson City Schools reopen following state safety protocols, will your child attend school in the building? And so at Evamere, 74.4% said yes, 18.9% were undecided, 5.4% said online or remote, and less than 1% said no. The next question was, if it becomes necessary to offer school on alternating days in order to maintain student safety protocols, would you plan to send your child on alternating days? And 72.4% at Evamere said yes, 15.7% were undecided, 5.2% said remote, and 6.7% said no. So the no's went up significantly there for Evamere when we started talking about alternating days. And the yeses went down by 2%. Evamere was the only building when we asked about alternating days where the yeses went down. In each of the other buildings, the yeses went up. At Ellsworth Hill, when we asked about will your child attend school in the building, 69.6% said yes, 20.7% were undecided, and 7.1% said remote or online, with again less than 1% saying no. When we asked the Ellsworth Hill parents about alternating days, 74.2% said yes, 15.5% were undecided, again 7.1% said remote or online, and 3.3% said no. At Eastwoods Intermediate School, again, assuming there's no vaccine available in the fall, but Hudson City Schools opens following state safety protocols, will your child attend school in the building? 73.3% said yes, 19.5% said undecided, 5.1% said remote, and again, less than 1% no. Asking about alternating days, 79.3% said yes, 12.8% undecided, 4.3% remote, and 3.6% no. Moving on to the middle school, asking about will your child attend school in the building, 72.1% said yes, 18.3% were undecided, 7.9% said online, and 0% said no. Asking about Hudson Middle School and would you plan to send your child on alternating days, it goes up to 77.4% yes, 12.5% undecided, 6.9% online learning, and 3.2% no. In regard to Hudson High School, again, will your child attend school in the building? 74.9% said yes, 16.6% undecided, and 7.3% said remote or online. Asking about alternating days, Hudson High School goes up to 80.1% yes, 11.1% undecided, 6.1% online learning, and 2.7% said no. We had a question about transportation, and the biggest takeaways from the transportation questions were 51.5% indicated that my children have always been bus riders and will continue to ride the bus. And 21% said my children have always been bus riders, but we are driving them to school this year. While 4.2% said they have not been bus riders, but they will utilize the bus this year. And so that is very helpful information for us, so we appreciate that feedback. In regard to food service, if it becomes necessary that the school can serve only bag or box lunches, how likely are you to purchase a school lunch? 49.1% said not likely, 29.3% said somewhat likely, and 14.7% said very likely. We asked questions about student wellness and the information that would be most helpful to parents, and the two top responses were intervention programs to support student wellness, and that was 44.2% were interested in receiving information on that, and as well as up-to-date information from our school nurses in Akron Children's Hospital about health and wellness. And again, that was 40.7% that were interested in that. So those that survey information and those responses were extremely helpful to us, so thank you so much for taking the time to respond. The survey results closed just 2 weeks ago, and even though it has been only 2 weeks, a lot has changed in Ohio since the survey came out. Summit County has moved to red in regard to the state color coding system, and the state continues to see increases in positive COVID cases. Some of you have reached out to me and you shared that you wish you could change your response knowing what you know now. And we understand that. We understand that the survey is simply a snapshot in time based on the information you have at the time. And we know that no one's feedback is set in stone. So again, we appreciate you giving us the information at the time, and we understand that the landscape is changing. Those changes speak to the rapid rate of the shifts during this pandemic, and the need for all of us to prepare personally and as a school district for flexibility in the upcoming year, and the need to be able to rapidly move between delivery systems for instruction. Speaking of return to school plans, on Monday, July 27th, at the Board of Education meeting at 7 p.m., I will present the return to school plans to our Board of Education. If you would like to follow along, you can follow along by clicking on the Hudson City School District website, Board of Education, and watch board meetings. And our board meetings will be streamed live at that location. Additionally, when the agenda comes out, the board agenda, and is posted on our website, it will also have a Zoom link if you choose to log in that way. But either through the HCTV stream or the Zoom link, either way would be fine. If you can't watch it and you're not available Monday evening, don't worry. We'll send an email to parents on Tuesday that will have a recording of that presentation, information about the return to school plans, and anything that we need you to do as parents in the weeks ahead. On a final note, Hudson Community Television is going to be airing the Hudson High School Award Ceremony beginning Thursday, July 23rd. The outstanding class of 2020 collectively will benefit from $406,000 that has been given by local organizations for their scholarships. And to that amount, we add another $6,643,000 that was accepted from colleges and universities, bringing the total scholarships accepted by the class of 2020 to over $7.3 million. So we cannot express our gratitude enough to all the local organizations that are so dedicated to making a difference in the lives of our students, not only during the time when they're in Hudson City schools, but through these scholarships well into their years beyond Hudson City schools. So that ceremony, that award ceremony, will show Thursday at 7 p.m., Friday at 2 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 4 p.m., and it will continue to be shown on HCTV over the next few weeks. So you can watch that on channel 1021 on Spectrum TV in Hudson, or on online at watch.hudsoncommunity.tv. Lastly, there are about 40 days before we begin the start of the school year, and students have been out of school for a long period of time, and we believe that one of the best ways that we can prepare our students over these next 40 days for returning to school is really to be reading, and to be have them to be reading with them. And so please remember to read with your children every day, and if they're old enough, encourage them to be reading in what remains of this summer. Thank you again for tuning in, and I hope that you have a safe and healthy week.